At this moment in time, there's lots of innovation, there's lots of opportunity. I see artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, building information modeling. We're at a convergence point of where hardware and software are all coming together to be very innovative, but also very challenging to embrace that innovation. So we have a real interesting enabling capability just now, but half the challenge, as I said earlier, is like education. How can you navigate your way through all this potential? And again, events like today give you that baseline understanding, that foundation of education to understand how you take your own operation and your business through this transition to embrace that digital capability, but at the same point in time, retain the best practices and the standard methodologies for how you really realize that not just the initial benefit of the big bang of technology, but that sustainable, lasting improvement that can become very much part of your day-to-day habit. We're using some very interesting new technologies. We're getting into things like knowledge graphs, where we can bring not just the capabilities of the software landscape, but bring almost a digital element of experience. So we can disseminate through our own workforce the knowledge of our senior, experienced FM operators, but capture it in a digital fashion, so we can then allow that access to that capability through our entire team. We're starting to use artificial intelligence to bring us continuous insight and the ability to harness the knowledge inside big data, which is just simply too vast for the human mind to real-time comprehend. We are, of course, using many modeling techniques, the ability to get this rich, real-time digital counterpart through the building modeling, through digital twin layers, is starting to give accessibility and understanding that simply has not existed to date. And of course, Internet of Things is bringing eyes and ears to all that we do in a very continuous and improving fashion. So we're seeing both hardware and software innovations happening, but at the same time, we're also embracing and very much part of creating the new suite of standards to help us all in realizing this potential. I think one of the important things is this has to be a solution for everyone, not just a general solution. And I believe with embracing these types of technologies, we're able to deliver from a facility management point of view very much a one-to-one experience. That letting your time in the building be very much the experience you need, not just the general demographic that you happen to come from. You do need to start with the architecture. I'll take artificial intelligence, for example. If you want to just add that to maybe the more traditional architecture that we've all known and loved, or maybe not loved for the past decade or so, it will work, but it won't be efficient. So you do need to start almost reimagine what that should look like. And there's definitely more layers to our own experience that need to be then considered inside your software environment. So there is a reimagining, and I think that the key thing to retain inside all of this is we now are at such a point that we can take the human experience at the center of this architecture. So some of the more emerging technologies, some of these capabilities to bring in a much more fluid and adaptive architecture that can take all these real-time inputs and genuinely change what the experience is based on the very moment that you're in is the promise but it has to start at the top. You have to reconsider what that should look like, and then things like IoT, artificial intelligence, building information modeling, then gets layered on top of that architecture. But it does need almost a step back to then take many steps forward. And as facilities managers, people have always been at the heart of what we do and why we're here. So the promise, as I said earlier on, is that we can truly drive to a digital transformation experience, but that gives you as an individual the unique, adaptive, system-orientated building experience that will change different countries, different continents. It will adapt to your specific needs, no matter where you are. And even if your needs change, it will understand and be able to evolve. We're even moving to things like wearables. So you have watches now that are connected, read your heart rate. So the ability for the building to truly know you and understand your needs is the promise of today, but it will be fully realized tomorrow.